uyo uko kuno apo pano mamuona kere nai anovura meso anovura nzeve anokaya marigi kama kweto tikomo kweto tikomo usasai kama kwe anokaya marigi
kamba kwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzu paninyaya pano.
Right, 3 January 2022, and today I'm pleased to have Mr. Tinashe Jonas as my first guest of 2022. How are you, sir?
I'm so excited. I think I've been getting invitations to Gambakwe Media for maybe the 3rd year running now. So thank you, Gambakwe Media, for the opportunity.
Yeah, you know, Mr. Jonas, many people don't know the relationship that I have with you. And I'm sure that when history is written in Zimbabwe, they're going to go back and say that those two guys who were coming on. Yeah. So let's get moving. How is 22 so far?
So far so good, because I decided to be home, relaxing, and avoid the madness of on our roads, the madness of traveling and accidents. So yeah, I'm just chilled at home.
Okay, so since this is our first discussion of 2022, let's have a quick discussion on the overall predictions that we have. You were absolutely correct during the lockdown about a lot of things. I always go back to the issues you raised on dialogue, on Chamisa's prospects, on politics in Zimbabwe, and so forth. You were absolutely correct. So this year, I want to see if you're correct again. What do you think are going to be the key issues in Zimbabwean politics in 2022?
First, I will start with the key political calendar, starting with I think as soon as possible, before March, there will be the limitations of zones to determine the boundaries, marking the wards, the parliamentary constituencies in preparation of the March by-elections. And the second key event is in April. People know that every 10 years we conduct a national census. So April this year, there will be census. Yeah, I think those are the key on the calendar. And then on the economy front, Zimbabwe is doing well. Investors are coming to Zimbabwe, especially in the mining sector. And the target is 2023 to be around a $12 billion US dollar industry. I think the economic indicators around it, the fundamentals they are a joy to watch.
Okay, what about the by-elections? Do you think the by-elections will happen with COVID the way it is?
Yeah, I think the by-elections they've been postponed for so long, and the government has been accused of fearing them. And yeah, I think the by-elections are going to take place in March without failure. And as usual, no matter how close the by-elections are, MDC is, they're fighting in-house fights. Chamisa versus Monzora versus Kupe, Pugeni, Kupe going back to Chamisa. The war seekers, I think they're going to hand over ZANU-PF the by-elections without even campaigning.
Okay, but are those by-elections significant? What happens if ZANU-PF does not do well in those by-elections? What would that mean?
Okay, I think the by-elections are good for ZANU-PF because remember, there are few members of parliament who passed on. The majority was MDC member of parliament and were recalled. They were fired by their own party. And so ZANU-PF is, as we speak, ZANU-PF has got a 2/3 majority in parliament.
Yes.
So now, if ZANU-PF gets few seats, even from these by-elections, it's a gain for them because they were MPs for MPs. So it's a, to me it's a win situation for ZANU-PF because these MPs were belonging to MDC, except a few who passed on from the ZANU-PF side. But MDC fired its own MPs and then creating a by-election. If ZANU-PF grabs even a few seats, it's a win.
Okay. Now let's go to ZANU-PF.
And then so ZANU-PF is going to win in the by-elections because they are fishing in the MDC pond. And yeah. So and also it's a dress rehearsal for 2023.
Okay, I want to go back a little bit into ZANU-PF. I think, in my own opinion, ZANU-PF did very, very well in 2021. It was possibly their best year, but I don't think they ended well. What is your opinion on the performance of President Mnangagwa from the beginning of 2021 to the end?
Okay. I think I want to talk on behalf of ordinary people who wake up, there's a dam, there's irrigation, who wake up, the road is rehabilitated in the streets, in the rural area, there's rural electrification, there's boreholes being drilled across the country, there are Zubcos which are cheaper. We know Kombisi Mushikashika. If they see that if fuel is scarce today, the price can just, whilst you are in the queue, they can change the price. Zubcos are bringing price stabilization on transportation. I think the train is now, yeah, and we saw that there are investors who want to improve our locomotives and stuff. To me, ZANU-PF did very well, and next year nothing can stop them from performing well.
But if I'm an ordinary citizen, if I'm an ordinary person in Zimbabwe, I still don't have cash in my wallet. I still cannot live a standard of life that will allow me to buy a house and a car. Don't you think those are the kind of things that are making it difficult for Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, resulting in the situation we're seeing now at the border?
All right. The Second Republic took over when the economy was in the ICU. That's why the first program was the Transitional Stabilization Program. Just to stabilize things, not to continue falling down. After that, now infrastructure development. Remember, if there's a cash scarcity, it's a symptom of all economic indicators, like even infrastructure, like power, energy, fuel. So when the government is solving the cash issue, it's not a direct approach. It's a holistic approach. Everything must be in place. A cell phone network, a power generation, infrastructure, internal investments, foreign direct investment. I mean, all economic indicators must be correct.
Okay, but when then are we going to see the normalization Because stabilization, I can understand. But when are we going to see normalization? This situation which was there in Zimbabwe, I used to go to Zimbabwe and be able to withdraw US dollars in the ATM. That has stopped. And that was a lot of good revenue for the government. Now, if I go to Zimbabwe, I can't withdraw cash from the ATM. In fact, I struggle to do much if I don't carry my own cash from here. And I can't get change when I go to Harare in the CBD. So it's very difficult for me to transact. When are those kind of day-to-day issues going to be resolved? Is that not what is going to affect ZANU-PF's performance? Because they've done the big things. What about the small things?
Okay. Stabilization of economy, as we know that the economy is divided into different zones or sectors. When a dam is built, people around that area, they see stabilization. When a highway, when a road is rehabilitated or reconstructed or whatever, it's another stabilization. So because there are so many facets of life in terms of economy that are being attended to one by one. Right now, the president commissioned 4G and 5G. I think a partnership of Net1 and Huawei. Right now, they are busy. Probably anytime this year, we're going to switch on to 5G. And that will bring again a stabilization in a cell phone network, internet connectivity. And the solar plant in Norton, in Seke, Wange Power, very soon, many people in Zimbabwe are testifying that the load shedding is no longer crazy like the previous First Republic. That is maybe sometimes 5 a.m. to maybe to 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. no electricity. It was like usual. I think, I don't know if it was last week or so, I was talking to my uncle in Zimbabwe saying it's almost a week, no load shedding. The stabilization is coming in different sectors, and it can't be a one-day event. It's a process, and they are touching in many ways. As I said, for example, power, electricity, fuel, supply, agriculture, like inputs, mechanization. There are so many things that the government is doing that overall, we will say then our GDP has improved, standard of life is improving, our currency is doing well compared to regional or international currencies like the euro, the pound, the US dollar. The relationship with other countries, COVID pandemic. There are so many knocks to our economy, and we need to come together, and even political differences that we are selling outside the country. There are so many things, and the data protection law, I'm so happy with it. The sanity in the social media, sanity is I mean, you can witness how people are using emojis instead of other issues. And I think we just need the Patriotic Act law, so that there's sanity in terms of delegating the country. And yeah, so all those things, when they come together, they bring, because remember, confidence to the economy, it depends on a number of ways.
Okay, then I think let's go to the other side. I'm sure that the opposition is smiling right now in Zimbabwe. If they were united and organized, I'm sure they're going to do very, very well. Do you think people like Chamisa, they are ready to take advantage of the gaps that ZANU-PF has left because of the things that we're talking about now? Currency, lack of money in people's hands. And also, if you look at what is happening at the border, people are not happy to stay in Zimbabwe because of unemployment. Do you think the opposition is ready to take advantage of those gaps?
I I doubt that we have got the opposition currently, because why are they fighting? Why are they splitting every time now and then into MDCA, B, C, D, Z, and then they'll start again MDCA 1, MDCB 2, they'll come back to MDCA 3, MDCB 3. The reason is because the MDC was never formed on a cause. Why is ZANU-PF dominant for so many years? Because it was formed on a cause, on a national cause of black consciousness, black freedom, majority rule. MDC is formed just to change, movement for democratic change. What change? How to get that, to realize that change? Nothing at all. You can't say you want to go to France without actually choosing the mode of transport, and which date are you departing, and what is your expected arrival time in France, which city in France, which airport, or you are going by sea. MDC is just saying we want to go to France. We want to bring change. We want to remove ZANU-PF. The how part, no one is answering. Citizens converge. Final push. What? They are changing rhetoric and narratives, but there is no execution plan, no campaign strategy, no nothing. So every time, the longer MDC is removing ZANU-PF, the more people are realizing they are in a bus without an engine, and we are going to witness a lot of people actually joining ZANU-PF, more than people joining opposition, because opposition is going nowhere.
Okay, now, Mr. Jonas, let's end this. Let's bring this to an end. Who will come out on top in 2022? We saw President Mugabe did very well in 2021. He was out there. He was communicating. He was, in fact, the social media of ZANU-PF is much better now than that of MDC. Who will come out on top in 2022? What will he do different? What should Chamisa do differently? What should Monzora do differently?
I think it's obvious President ED will be on top. ZANU-PF is on top, because ZANU-PF is doing politics on the ground. They are changing lives. They are building dams. They are rehabilitating roads. They are building industries. Investors are coming to Zimbabwe. MDC's campaign is based on promises. Vote for us. We are going to build spaghetti roads. Spaghetti road. ZANU-PF is putting Mbudzi interchange. We are going to build airports. Buffalo Range Airport is going through a lot of renovations. Victoria Falls International Airport. ZANU-PF is doing the politics of real politics. MDC is promising. So voters are now having two choices: to choose a promise or to choose a reality. And majority of voters will choose reality.
Okay, I'm really happy about what you've said. Nice summary. And as I always say, and I say this every year, there's always going to be a black swan event, something that we don't expect that could happen and totally transform everything that we're saying here. So I don't know if you have any of those in mind. What could happen this year? Last year, you saw what happened with COVID. It just went through government, senior government people. What could be happening this year that we don't expect?
I just want to say, COVID didn't go for senior government people. It went for everyone. But when someone is senior, like he's a minister, and he passes on, it walks the limelight. But otherwise, COVID affected, and people who passed on were both prominent and the ordinary people. And also the opposition ran with the narratives that they are finishing up in ZANU-PF. But in any event, if there's a disaster, ZANU-PF has got to lose more people than the opposition, because many people in Zimbabwe are in ZANU-PF. So it seems like many people from ZANU-PF were affected, but the reality is that the majority of Zimbabweans are ZANU-PF. So yeah, and yeah, I don't know, because I don't know what can be a major event in 2022. But what I just know is whatever is going to happen, ZANU-PF in 2022 and 2023, finally, they'll be on top, and there'll be a landslide victory in 2023.
Okay, Mr. Tinashe Jonas, I really enjoyed talking to you today. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
I can just say to Zimbabweans who are not yet having ZANU-PF membership cards, yeah, the offices, I think, the offices are very open. Grab your card, join ZANU-PF.
Okay.
Let's build Zimbabwe. ZANU-PF is not only a political party. ZANU-PF it's a platform for empowerment. It's a platform for convergence. The other convergence that we are being told about, that one is science fiction. Join ZANU-PF today or tomorrow.
Okay, I wanted to conclude, but then there's someone here who said, if you like ZANU-PF so much, why are you still in South Africa?
All right. That person has got a problem. I think his thinking line is affected. That person needs help. ZANU-PF is not an address, a physical address. ZANU-PF is not a location. ZANU-PF is an ideology. ZANU-PF is a policy. When I support ZANU-PF, I'm supporting their policies. I'm supporting their ideology. I don't need to be even in Zimbabwe. There's no ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is principles. It's a belief system. Once you like it, you like it. There are even people who are ZANU-PF who doesn't have a membership card, but they believe in the policies. They believe in the ideology. ZANU-PF is like a church. If you are either a Christian, you are a Muslim. You don't say, well, if you are a Muslim, you must be in Saudi Arabia, maybe where there's Mecca. No, that mentality is nonsensical.
I get it. It's totally clear. And we'll continue to unpack this. There are so many issues, Mr. Jonas, that I want us to deal with this year. We need to move very, very fast. This is a critical year for Zimbabwe's politics. And I'm sure you'll be here with us to take us through this whole change that will be happening in Zimbabwe. Because I'm sure that we're going into President Mnangagwa's last term. And that will be very, very interesting in ZANU-PF. It won't be the same as far as I'm concerned.
And there's a point I want to put. I think I'm also an activist. I'm going to Zimbabwe probably in less than 10 days. I would want also even a petition to be gazetted out there for those who support. I would want President Mnangagwa to finish his project of Vision 2030. We have been playing politics so many years in Zimbabwe at the expense of development. Vision 2030 is going so well. I want to go and lead, if possible, a referendum. A referendum, so that the President Mnangagwa must complete 2030. That's what I believe, and I'm sure there are progressive Zimbabweans out there. It's not about being a president. It's about changing lives. President Mnangagwa is performing very well.
Okay, so you want him to go for 3 terms?
No, not for 3 terms, but Vision 2030 is 2023. President Mnangagwa is winning. That's obvious. Then in 2028, his term is finishing. But the Vision 2030, it'll be 2 years to go. So I really want him to finish that economic revolution. President Mugabe was not doing that. Zimbabweans who love their country, who have got kids, who have got grandchildren, one day we are not going to be on this earth, and we want to leave our kids in a better economy, better country. So I really I want to meet Comrade Matuku, Professor Matuku, and he would guide me how a referendum is generated. President Mnangagwa is doing well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jonasi, and good night to everybody.
Thank you so much.
Ay, 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 ay. uko kuno apo pano mamuona gere nai anovura meso anovura nzeve anogaya marigi Kamakwe.com Byelections usasaire anogaya mari
Kambakwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzwa pane nyaya pano zvamunoda kunzwa zvinotaurwa pano madiko kumunzwa mugovane.com Kambakwe vanogaya mari vanotara mari vanosiya mari Kambakwe vanotara feya kuti pamberi zvichafamba sei vanoterere zvikubatsirei mukufamba kwenyu zvikubatsirei mirai ndikudze kuti chokwadi pano chizere Kambakwe vanogaya cash vanopa mafacts vanotara straight vane evidence vane confidence plus intelligence
entertainment current affairs and news Kambakwe.com usasarire Kambakwe anogaya mari